Hello everybody, MM53 coming at you again. I wanted to talk to you about optics for a minute. I've seen a few videos out in the last couple weeks about people talking about budget optics and the higher end ones, and everybody wants a higher end one, but you don't want to pay for it, so you end up getting what you can afford, which is a lot of times a budget optic. Or you can get maybe a higher end one and pay budget prices. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, and the deals that I've run across. It takes a minute to be able to get decent stuff at a good price, but it is out there. Like this one here on my BCM. It's an ACOG. It's legit. It's a 3.5 power. It's got the green reticle in it. It's the horseshoe dot. And at least around Meath, they go for about $1,300. I'm not paying $1,300 for an optic. So this is the way I got this one. I saw it on eBay. And on eBay, on the pictures of it, just like on this, you can see the serial numbers. And this one's all registered and everything, so I don't care about showing the serial numbers, it's mine. But I can see the serial numbers. It has the original box to it. And the original box had the same serial number as this optic. So I called up, the company that manufactures it, which I don't pronounce correctly half the time, so we're just going to go ahead and call it ACOG. And gave them the serial number, and they told me it was a legit product, and they told me the year of manufacture, which did correspond with the date that was on the box. And so I went ahead and I shot the guy on eBay an email about it and asked him if it still had the warranty card. He said it did. It was being sold as used, and it was coming from a pawn shop out of Utah, I believe. I'm not sure. But I remember it was a pawn shop. And, we talked about it, asked him, what kind of condition, scratches. He sent me some really good close photos of the lenses and everything, and it looked real legit and in really good shape. He was asking $800 for it. Well, I made him an offer of $600, which he promptly turned down, but he came back and told me that he would let it go for $720 and he would cover shipping. Sold. So I paid $720 for this. Well, that's still relatively expensive. I'm getting my notes, so give me a sec. I'm going to get the prices right. I have another video up of a Ruger 44 Magnum deer stalker. It's a Katrina survivor. You can watch that video if you're interested in it. But I had purchased that gun for $80. And I was going to give the stock to a buddy of mine that had one with a cracked stock. Well, by the time I bought it and done all this, he had sold the gun, so he didn't need the stock any longer. So I took the gun apart and I sold all the pieces for it on eBay. And I did this about a year ago. I stripped it, trigger assembly, bolt assembly, springs, magazine tubes, so on. By the time I got done selling all the parts off that, I kept the barrel because it was just tore up and beyond repair. And of course I kept the receiver with the serial number on it, didn't sell that. But by the time I sold all those parts, I was up, I had sold everything for $605. So that's a pretty good profit. And then I spent $720 on this, so I'm really only in it for about $150. So the reason I say that is, if you do want something and you don't want to go with a budget optic and you don't want to spend $1,300 for something new, look in the used market and just do some research. Most of the higher end stuff all has lifetime warranties on it. Make sure that if you need it, you get the warranty card like I did on this one. I still got the lifetime warranty on this. When I called them, I talked to them, it was a legit sale. It went to a civilian. I saw another one on there that was a little cheaper. It was the 4 power. Not really what I wanted, but it was a real good deal. When I called up about the ACOG and gave them the serial number, it was a legit product, but it was a military contract sale. So wherever that, it it went to the military to begin with, and how it got in civilian hands, your guess is as good as mine. It wasn't what the seller was describing it on eBay as. And they told me that the lifetime warranty wouldn't be honored if the government had turned that serial number into them as a lost product or stolen, that if I had sent it, or whoever bought it sends it in for warranty work, it would go back to the government, whatever agency had originally purchased it, if it had been reported. They wouldn't tell me if it had been reported or not. So I passed on that. Because when you're buying used stuff, especially on eBay, that warranty comes in handy. A lot of times people are selling it for a reason. But this thing's beautiful. I've been using it. No problems with it. I've had it, I don't know, a few months now. And I don't think I'm going to need the warranty. But I have it if I needed it. And I got it at a really good price. Oh, and sorry, that is not my BCM. That is a Ruger SR556. It's a piston gun, and it's heavy to begin with. So the big optic, you know, it's a pig of a gun, and it's got a heavy optic on it. It's just not going to be light, so I didn't care about the weight. It's a beautiful gun. I love shooting it. It shoots great, but it's heavy. So I put this on there, and it does really well. This is my BCM. On it, I have the ACOG. Sorry. And I also have a little bit of a cold. I apologize for that. On this, I have the EOTech, which I'd also purchased used. Back when they were having all that problems about thermal drift and nobody wanted them and people were selling them pretty cheap. And you could actually send it back to EOTech when they were buying them. I picked this one up. I picked it up from a police officer I ran across, actually at a gun store when we were just in there talking and stuff, and I was asking the guy at the gun store if he had any used optics because I was looking for something. And the officer said that he was out of uniform at the time, said that he had an EOTech that he wanted to get rid of, that he wasn't allowed to use it anymore, that they were getting rid of him in that city he was in. They weren't letting him use him anymore because of all the problems that were going on. So I picked this one up from him for $225, which he said was the same price that they would buy it back from him for. But when I looked it up on the website, I believe I could have actually shipped it back into EOTech and made it almost $100. But, you know, and again, it's been working good for me. They also have a good warranty on it, and they were buying them back at the time, so I figured if I bought it from this guy and it didn't work, I would just send it in and get the money back from EOTech when they were doing their buyback program. But I've been very happy with it. Sometimes when you buy used stuff, though, it's not going to be perfect, and this isn't. He had told me he had bought this used. He said he had the original box and everything to it, but he didn't have it when I bought it. When I took it apart to clean it, as you can see here, it's, you know, it doesn't have night vision. It's just, you know, your brightness controls. When you take this hood off, there's another button under here. It does have night vision. I had contacted him about that, and he said that him and his fellow officers, after they go to the range or whatever, when they clean their stuff, they would take these apart once a year or twice a year or whatever and clean underneath the hood, and he must have got them switched because he said that he didn't have a night vision one. So, I don't know. But anyway, this has the night vision button, just not the night vision hood. I had called EOTech before I purchased it from the officer because he didn't have it with him at the time, and asked him, you know, questions and things to look for. And then when I did meet up with him to purchase it, I had called them back and gave them the serial number that's on the bottom of it. And they said it was a legit product. And they told me the date of manufacture, which did match the date of manufacture on the bottom of this. So I believe it was legit. And like I said, I've had no problems. It hasn't came up zero or stopped working on me or anything. And I've had this one for a while. You know, 4 or 5, 6 years, whatever that buyback program was, 5 years ago. But again, I got a good deal on an optic. It's just, if you're willing to buy used and you're willing to do a little research and take your time and call around and verify things, you can get good deals. There's a lot of high-end optics out there that come with lifetime transferable warranties. You don't have to be the original owner of it. You know, so you can take a gamble, buy a used one off eBay cheap. Just make sure it's a legit product. When you're looking at pictures, look for that serial number. Call the manufacturer up, verify that serial number goes to that type of optic, and, you know, make sure it's legit. Excuse me, my cold. And then, if it doesn't work, just send it back into them. You'll be out a few weeks of them fixing it, some shipping and handling, but you're still going to have a really good price for a good optic. Another one that I had purchased, and this one I didn't get that great of a deal on. It's my MRO. It's been on another video of this Mini 14. But when I got it, I didn't want to wait. This when these first came out, my local gun store, he had about 5 of them in. This is the second gen after they got rid of that little bit of fisheye they had with it. But when they came out, he had about 5 of them in. I went and looked at them. He told me they were selling really good, that he had ordered like 10 of them, and this was like about 2 weeks later, and he only had 5 left. So I was like, okay. I've known other people that have bought a lot from him, way more than I have, and they had told me when he gets down to his last one, he's not going to turn down a sale and order and make you wait for the cash. He sells you the one he has in the case and knocks 20% off of it as a demo. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my demo. So I just kept going in there, buy a little ammo, buy a little stuff, look on the shelf. One day I went in there, the little shelf didn't have any more of them on there, just this one in the case. And it didn't have a mount with it. So he gave me a good price on it. He knocked 20% off of it. You know, better than what I normally would have paid. I was happy. And I got the American Defense mount, again on eBay, for like $25. And again on eBay, I did my research. You know, look and see what else the buyer is selling. This guy was a sporting goods store in Vegas. And when I went, you know, to his name and looked at the other things he stated he was going out of business. Sorry, just get that in there. So when I went to his site and went to his store and looked at all the stuff he was selling, it looked like a sporting goods store. Everything on there, most all of it was firearms related, so there was like some soccer balls and footballs and things like that. But everything seemed legit and was all new and seemed like it would have been a sporting goods store or going out of business. So I went ahead and bought this from him, and it was new, still in the box and everything, and it's a legit product. And I was very happy with it, got a really good deal on it, got 20% off my little red dot there, been happy with that. And again, that was new, so I got all my warranty cards and all that with it. So if you don't want to get a budget optic and you don't want to pay full price, just do some bargain shopping. Look at pawn shops, eBay, yard sales. I bought a really nice Leupold, I think it was a Hog Hunter. It was a 1x4, I believe, scope. Anyway, I bought it at a yard sale. I remember I paid $50 for it. And there was something wrong with it. It just didn't work right when you were adjusting, you know, the zoom on it. It was real crunchy feeling and stuff. I just sent it back into them, and I believe they sent me a new one. It looked new to me, but anyway, if it wasn't, they sure cleaned it up real nice and fixed it, and it took them like 6 weeks or something, but either got a new scope or one that was working really fantastic. And even on the budget ones, and again, I'm an eBay fan. I buy a lot on there. I bought the Holston on there. It's on my 1022 Charger. Got the AR pistol grip on it, or AR pistol brace. Cold medicine kicking in again. But I picked this up real cheap too. I didn't pay a whole lot for it compared to retail price. And this is the one that has the circle red dot, like the EOTech does, which I really like that reticle. So I paid a little extra to get that. But it was used. I couldn't tell it when I got it. Came in the box, came with all the paperwork, had the warranty card with it. That's one thing I look for when I do buy anything used off eBay or wherever I get it. If it's something that has a warranty, try to see if I can get that warranty card. A lot of people do not fill those out and send them in. I do. I like my warranties. I'm not real easy on things and I break stuff. But anyway, just wanted to put my 2 cents out there. You know, if you're going hunting the next day or going shooting with your buddies or whatever, you need to get something quick, you don't have a lot of cash, yeah, get a budget optic. A lot of them are great. But if you have some time to do some research and bargain shop, the bargains are out there. And I like doing that. It's fun to me. I like doing the research. I like hunting things down. I like getting a good bargain. I like bidding on stuff. I like, you know, going back and forth with people, offering amounts and turning down and settling on something that we can both be happy with. That kind of stuff's fun to me. So, it is out there. But anyway, good luck on finding you a good deal out there. If you have found a good deal, go ahead and post it in the comments below. Let us know what you found. And as always, happy shooting, safe shooting, and God bless.